everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we are here as always to break down, react and discuss to the latest Rangers game. A Rangers game, by the way, that if we're just being brutally honest, certainly wasn't great on the old eyes. It wasn't nice on the old ticker and it certainly wasn't good for these grey hairs, but what it was great for, ladies and gentlemen, is putting a massive smile on this face, because what we've sat through for so damn long with one thing in mind, one object that we just wanted to bring home, well, that win right there at the Tony Macaroni moved us that step closer, ladies and gentlemen, as it's just now 4 points to fricking go. And I'll just be honest with you watching today's video, I've tried to keep myself grounded for a lot of this season and I'm really struggling right now because that win right there just felt different. I don't know if you're the same as me, but the way it unfolded, maybe with the referee just being John Beaton, and trust me, we'll speak about that clown as the video goes on, but the way it went with the last minute winner pretty much, the celebrations after the game, that felt monumental and what can only be described as a monumental season for Rangers Football Club that's now saw us get 27 league wins out of 31 league games. That is absolutely insanity, ladies and gentlemen. People can make excuses and point holes and say this and this is the reason we are where we are. That's bollocks, people. We are here for a reason, and the reason is we are by far the best team in this country. Everything else that's happened in the top flight of Scottish football this season is a complete irrelevance, because the only thing that matters is this football club, and again, we're head and shoulders the best from the back to the front. There's nobody that can get near us, because not only is it a ridiculous 27 league wins out of 31, which still coming out just Disney even makes sense, but it's yet another clean sheet for this already record-breaking Rangers defence led by Captain Colossus once again on the day's Tavernier is of course out. Connor Golton, who for me is my player of the year, and every single game he just continues to show why. He's played every single minute of it, and I can't dare to think what it'd be. A foot the laddie, another faultless display at the back, yet another clean sheet, and Connor Golton, another standout freaking performance. But before I get lost in this ridiculous game recap, again, if you enjoy the channel, please consider helping the channel out. We are trying to reach the 55k dream, so if you could help us out, that'd be greatly appreciated. We've got 51.8% of our regular viewers who hasn't hit the subscribe button, who watch every video, so if we can get those numbers down, ladies and gentlemen, it might be double 55 parties very soon. But aye, enough cheeky YouTube pings and all that. Let's get on with the game recap then, shall we? And I think when we saw the starting 11, it wasn't necessarily a surprise, but I was a wee bit shocked to see the Ryan Kent Morelos partnership broken up after what they had just done at a European level, where the three of them was absolutely fantastic. But when you saw the lineup, you could see Joe Rebo was being freed of the defensive responsibility and played higher up the park, which I think we can all agree is by far his best position, and his skill and his ability and his first touch and his ability to nutmeg a mermaid was one of the main reasons I thought we were at least going to get the ball down and create some things in this game of football. But it was just a difficult watch in the first 25 minutes, and it always is whenever we go to the Tony Macaroni. We just couldn't get the ball down, we couldn't zip the passes about, everything was going like that, and when it wasn't going like that, it was just going 6 feet up in the air, punts all over the place. We just couldn't get the ball down and play actual football, which again, we're the best at in this country. It was actually that slow and hard to watch in the first 28 minutes that the first quote-unquote major talking point did actually go Livingston's way. After Hollander tries to pick a pass to Kamara, it's just never gone there. It was like a green, you know when you play on like the cheap like pool tables and that at the cinema and that, and you've always just got like a row eye, it just went like that. It went straight to Bartley, but thankfully Big Hollander gets there once as he nails Bartley winning the ball. The eventual ball that does fall to Pittman ends up going it wide, then coming back into the box to be a dangerous shot. But who's there positionally? Again, somehow Hollander making up for his mistake not once but twice, and that summarises the two centre-halves for me, in my opinion. Yes, they can have the wee odd moments where maybe the passing isn't quite up to it, but every time you need them to quote-unquote defend, the right place at the right time, and Hollander was a perfect example of that. And just 5 minutes after that, by the way, it threatened to turn into the Hollander show as the big man just showed his defensive prowess. Well, 5 minutes later, Barisic finally gets on a set piece. I love my man Stephen Davis, but didn't like those set pieces. Barisic takes over from the 30th minute, and his first set piece is absolutely delicious, and it meets the big Swede, but unfortunately for us all, his header goes a whisker near the bar. Now, it wasn't a goal, but that chance for me was the switch in the game, and it was the summary of us starting to grow into the game and at least look threatening, go forward, which leads me directly to the 35th minute of this game, which is arguably the biggest talking point in the game, besides obviously the goal that went ahead and won the game versus Livingston, because instead of talking about a phenomenal ball from Connor Goldson in behind the defence to Morelos, who does well with his first touch, does brilliantly to get beyond the goalkeeper to win a penalty kick, instead he's sitting here and praising actual football. In Scottish football, we as fans in this country once again have to sit here and talk about terrible officiating, especially under John Beaton, and I'm sick to death for this guy. I really am. What we've been doing this channel for now, 5 years? 5 years we've been here on this channel, and we've talked about this guy numerous times. Well, what's sad is this clear blunder isn't the only bad thing he does in this game, but let's focus in on the penalty then, shall we? As we said, it was a phenomenal ball from Connor Goldson. Morelos does everything right. The guy literally, the goalkeeper literally rips Morelos' leg down, and I even tweeted out, I said, Morelos has just been booked for diving. There was no emoji, there was no gif, there was no laughing matter, because I was that speechless on how Beaton and the linesman, let's not just blame everything on Beaton, by the way, let's talk about the linesman who had the clear view on that as well. Somehow the Chuckle brothers got to the conclusion that a guy ripping the leg of Morelos to the ground was no contact, and somehow worth a yellow card for simulation. It's a shambles, ladies and gentlemen, and it's an absolute embarrassment to the country. And you know what's sickening about this? This is another high-profile blunder by this idiot of a referee. But you know what his punishment is going to be for getting this clearly wrong on a live game on Sky Sports? You know what his punishment is going to be? A weekend in the Championship. That's what his punishment is going to be. Then he's going to be back in a week's time in top flight of Scottish football. Phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. I feel bad for the Championship because they get punished by referees making high-profile mistakes in our league by going down to theirs, and their punishment is to manage their game. What a message that is for the rest of the football in this country. Now, despite my anger and frustration building up to what we're eventually going to speak about, I do want to give a wee bit of praise to Alfredo Morelos here, by the way, because it's quite clear that's a penalty kick. It gets ripped down, and even Andy Walker, and you can hear the other guy in commentary as well, I don't even want to say his name, but you knew they were lining up and they were edging towards Morelos' reaction. So, oh, what's Morelos' reaction going to be? But that lad, he smiled it off. He knew what the referee was doing. He knew what the linesman was doing. He smiled it off. He nodded his head. And he went back to business to keep himself on the park so he can go ahead and win us the game of football. I'm pretty sure there's still fireworks going off, ladies and gentlemen. And damn right, they're 55 frickin' fireworks. So proud of Alfredo Morelos for taking that approach to it. And you know what's really funny? You know when you can tell that they are sickened by Morelos not reacting and getting angry and going ahead and getting a second yellow card? His maturity there to smile it off and go back to business was called bizarre in commentary, because he wasn't reacting angry and he wasn't going mental at a referee. They were that sickened by Morelos' non-reaction, they called his reaction bizarre. But aye, let's move away from the penalty incident. The rest of the half kind of petered out the same way. Us trying to play, we just couldn't get it done. And to be fair, give credit to Livingston, they certainly were putting themselves in the right place, putting a shift in, putting the pressure on and making it difficult. But John Beaton wasn't done interjecting himself into the game of football and putting himself in the spotlight like the clown always likes to do, because the guy, right, it's the 45th minute, 57 seconds. We're in and around Livingston's box at this point. We've got Ryan Kent here, we've got Barisic here. The ball goes out to the left-hand side with a clear ball coming in for Barisic, who can whip it in and possibly create a goal-scoring opportunity. But somehow, John Beaton blows for half-time when we're in and around their box. Have you ever seen that before when it's only a couple seconds over the added-on time? I haven't, ladies and gentlemen. Fair enough if we're going all the way back or it's in and around the middle of the park, blow it then. But no when there's a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Has the guy even seen a game of football before? Who knows? Well, the half-time whistle went as we just said there, and as we were frustrated about that attack getting broken down despite us being in and around the box, Gerrard came to speak to the referee, and to be fair, we got some of the conversation with Steven Gerrard and the referee, as the gaffer quite clearly said, "You're not going to speak to me, and you're not going to speak to me," and the referee's kind of muttering away and walking away from him. You know, you can get the indecency to look Gerrard in the eyes. He keeps walking, and Gerrard pretty much goes and says, "I know why you're not going to speak to me, because you've got that wrong, blah blah blah." And again, there is a couple of curse words in there, but no wonder if you're gone there to have a natural adult conversation, a footballing conversation, and you've got a petulant little child like this referee, the holier now, don't you dare speak to me. I didn't care if you're the manager or got questions. I'm Big John Beaton. I'm a part-time referee in Scottish football, walking off there with a swagger. I'm surprised Gerrard only used the words that he actually did. But anyway, John Beaton gives him a yellow card. Gerrard's disgusted at that, and then as Gerrard's walking away, the referee goes ahead and gives him another yellow card and sends him into the stand, which perfectly summarises for me the clown that this guy is. But aye, pulling in the reins, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to first time, that was the main talking point in the game of football. Terrible officiating stopped us from going ahead and taking the lead in the game of football. Again, we weren't at our best, but we created the chance and we created the moment that should have saw us go ahead, or at least give us the opportunity to go ahead, but it was withheld because of terrible officiating, not only from John Beaton, the referee, but the linesman as well, who had a clear view. But that's half-time, and that was the story at half-time, and there was so much frustrations, there was so much anger there that I couldn't wait for the second half to go on, because Gerrard was away sitting in the stands at this point, and I knew for a fact the players would come out a lot hotter and a lot more into the game, and maybe more aggressive than they did the first half, because of the circumstances that they found themselves in. And that's exactly what we saw in the second half. A pissed off, angry Rangers team gone out and playing for their manager. That aggressiveness, by the way, saw us in the 48th minute win a dangerous free kick after some wonderful work from Joe Rebo. Wins as a free kick, and Barisic steps over it, and you know Barisic, he can whip in deliveries if you give him the opportunities. It's gorgeous. It meets the big head of big boy Connor Goldson, my vice captain and my captain in the old fantasy team. I'm sitting here doing Ryan Kent shimmies, ladies and gentlemen. Then I see the linesman's flag go up. I'm just what more can I take? But to be fair to this linesman on that side of the park, he did his job absolutely spot on, and it's actually a very good call because it looks very close. But he is offside, and I've got no problem with that if it's actually done correctly. So the linesman got that one spot on. And that bright opening of the second half continued as we had a snapshot from Alfredo Morelos, which was very well saved by the defender. But eventually it kind of bogged down like we always see at the Tony Macaroni. And we pretty much need to go to the last 10 minutes of the game. Again, there was a couple of wee half, maybe not even chances, but scary moments from set pieces from Livingston, but also from us. But we just couldn't get the connection. We couldn't create that major opportunity. Us or them. Then the 80th minute came, where once again Barisic whips in a gorgeous delivery, and it goes back to our man Connor Goldson, who again is just winning everything in the air, and knocks it down to Alfredo Morelos inside the 6-yard box. He just needs to get it on target, but unfortunately for the wee man, he somehow headers out wide, and that was a bona fide sitter. And I'm sitting staring at this saying, he's done everything right in the game. He's kept his head. He's been mature. He's just not going to get the end product that he deserves for what he's given, is he? We've seen this before for Alfredo. But he didn't stop going, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't get frustrated. He remained laser focused. And what came was exactly what we deserve. And it's a bit of magic from Glenn Kamara, who I think was a wee bit an unheralded player throughout the entire game, because him in that midfield was one of the free midfielders, in my opinion, between Davis and Scotty Arfield, that was actually driving the ball forward. And this is all down to Glenn Kamara just refusing to lose out on the ball. He's got that battle, and he's got all the skill and the technique and the nice stuff, but he's got that hard work as well. And it's just his running down the left-hand side. They're pulling away at him, they're trying to get in front of him, but he just nicks in, he flicks the ball to Big Cedric, who's on at this point. His first touch is a great little pass into Stephen Davis, whose passing effort looks like it's gone in all the way, but somehow, some way, the goalkeeper's made a save. And I'm already up off the couch here. My arse is levitating like I'm in Aladdin's flying rug at this point, and I'm just like, oh no, how's he saved that? But then I'm up again, and I took it to another level because back post loyal was there as Alfredo Morelos' right place at the right time to go ahead and snatch the win from Livingston, but make us all smile so damn loud, ladies and gentlemen. It was absolutely brilliant, and I love the fact that was Alfredo Morelos going ahead and getting that winner. And you could see what it meant to the players and Jermaine Defoe and Morelos' connection, the reaction, their bromance, whatever you want to call it. Them just hugging each other. I think Defoe's influence in Morelos has definitely helped him take his game to the next level, in my opinion. But even Gerrard in the stadium, you talk about, oh, he's worried about him going down here or leaving us. He's got us right frickin' here. And you can't ever question that when you see the way he celebrated that in the stands and the way he backed us and the way he spoke after the game. This guy bleeds blue now. And I genuinely couldn't be prouder having that man as the gaffer. We got the goal that I think we deserved in that second half, and we got the 3 points that, in my opinion, that we deserved as well. Was it a beautiful game of football? Absolutely not. It never is at the Tony Macaroni. But did we do enough to win the game? And we did. Yep, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take them all damn day in what was, in my opinion, the most difficult fixture we've got left all season long. That may be controversial to some people, but away, Tony Macaroni, that type of game is always difficult in my opinion. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It is another test that's been passed. And with that being said, that's us reached the end of today's video. It was a game with so much mixed emotions. There was anger, there was frustration, there was sadness, but more importantly, there was joy and pride, in my opinion. And that's how I'm going to be sitting editing today's video. And I can't wait to see what your thoughts and opinions are. Now we're only 4 points away from lifting 55. So get involved down there in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. And if you do, I will be speaking to you very, very shortly. But until then, I've been CJ over 992. Thank you so much for watching. All the best and bye.